Yo, everybody, what is up? This is the second part. If you listen to the Lifebinder video, I am talking about hybrid build characters in Smite 2 and kind of a PSA of what I think people are doing wrong in terms of building these characters. Now, this is very much not a long-term video. This is a what is happening in the current moment, the current state of this patch right now. This will shift a little bit based on like some characters like Aladdin, for example. He's getting some nerfs to his damage and his scaling. Some items are also getting adjusted, specifically like Spear of Deso is getting cooldown. I don't know if any other, I think starter items on intelligence got buffed by like 5 or whatever, but it's very minuscule increases. So for right now, this is still going to be the same thing after this upcoming patch that should hit this week. I'm recording this on the 2nd of February, so for at least a week or two, this should be relevant. Right now, people are building hybrid characters wrong. I see a lot of intelligence builds or hybrid builds. They're really bad, in my opinion. And they are bad in pretty much every way, and nobody knows it, which sounds crazy, but just trust me. So I'm going to show you Neath. So here's Neath. I'm going to take a intelligence build that I think would make sense. So let's say you go full intelligence. Let's say you go Sands of Time, you go to level 20, and you level all my abilities. I have to auto-fire my 1 because keybind gap. Boom. Let's go Pendulum. We could also go Conduit, but this is better late game, so I'm going to do this. We're going to go in our, this is in no order, but in our build, we're going to have Book of Thoth. We're always going to have Obshard. We're always going to have Rod of Tahuti. Let's say it's next patch, you'll get more cooldown from this, so you're going to have Spirit Deso. And then let's go ahead and build Cosmic Horror is good on her. And then now you can kind of take your pick on an extra item. Let's go ahead and build Poly. Say your auto attack cancel, let's build Poly. I need to full stack this book. So let's get a bunch of Ymir bots. Maybe Volume Warning Ink. Actually, that's not too bad. Boom. Okay. So now I have full stack book. What we're going to do is we're going to use this totem. Let's actually set it to... Oh my god, it's still going. Let's use this totem, actually, and let's set it to level 20 just so it has more health. I think it should give it more health. Okay. I am going to use a polyproc in between each one, except for my alt. So I'm going to I'm going to give it a weave, too. I'm going to 2 auto, 1 auto, 3. I'll auto off the 3, sure, why not? 2 auto, 1 auto, 3 auto, full charge alt. So 2 auto, 1 auto, 3. I'll walk back and auto this thing. Boom. Full charge alt. Oh, I can't do the full charge alt. Maybe we don't include the alt? No, we need to include the alt for Neath. 5702. Let's just see how much a... Let's test this. 259. He has base prots. That makes this difficult, but makes it difficult because I can't see his health. Because I can't target that. We'll just do a rough estimate. Okay, we'll just do a rough estimate. 5702. Let's full charge the alt. 774. Okay? So 5702 plus 774. Let me get a spreadsheet out or something like that. Give me 1 second. Let's just get a notepad. Okay, so this is full int Neath, and then let's do, so we're doing 2 auto, 1 auto, 3 auto, full charge alt, and then on the, so this is 5702 plus 774, which is 6476, right? It's late for me, so I'm going to make sure I'm not cooking my brain. Let's go 5702 plus 774. Boom. 6476. Okay. That's how much the full imp build did. I'm now going to quit match, and I have to go back in. I'll do the full strength one. So we're going to do the same combo. This time the build is going to be a little different in a couple ways, which I will talk about when we get there. So... a couple reasons that I think full strength is better. A big one is you don't have to stack. In order to do the most damage in intelligence builds, you really need Book of Thoth. Like, it's a very big drop-off to not have it. So, in no order, Heartseeker, Crusher, Titan's Bane, these should be in every single strength build. In my opinion, Pendulum Blade belongs there too. I think it's really broken. It's a lot of strength. It's good cooldown rate. The active is really, really strong. Here, it can be a little different. I'm going to build Hydras to kind of mimic the poly. I think Hydras is really OP. I think it gives every stat. In terms of mana, so some of these characters are like, oh, well, I want Book because it gives me, like, maximum, it gives me mana. This is infinite mana. You're never going to run out of mana with Hydras. Between the flat and the mana regen, you're never running out. So I'd say these are the 5 best strength items, in my opinion. The very, very tippity-top best version of this build that you could do would be Avatar, okay? And I think most characters should shoot to get Avatar. However, something you could do instead between these builds are for your last item. Again, this is not the order, but for your last item, you could pick between Tekko. You could pick between Tekko, Oathsworn, Jotuns, Brawlers. That's what I would pick between. I would only build Brawlers if you like really need the anti-heal. I would rather just buy this as a power spike if you need anti-heal, and then I'd rather go for a greedier item late game that will give me more damage, because it's really easy to one-tap people. I'm not actually that afraid of healing personally, is how I feel right now in this meta. Maybe other people disagree, but I actually don't think it's that big of a deal. Also, Ankh is really easy for your tanks to build, so it's really not that bad. So I'm going to take the lowest damage option as our test, because that should favor the int more, okay? So Oathsworn, Avatar, Tekko, and Brawler should all do more damage than Jotuns. I'll just use Jotuns for the sake of argument, okay? So again, we're going to go to, I'm going to spawn this Ymir bot, same thing as before, and now I'm going to spawn this totem. Whoops, I overlapped it, or overshot it. And we're going to do the same test. Wait, I hit apply settings instead of spawn, didn't I? Whoops. Okay, so we're going to 2 auto, 1 auto, 3 auto, alt. So 2, auto, 1, auto, 3, another auto, 6, 3, 5, 3. Okay, so we have to add this Ymir damage right here. So this Ymir damage was 582 plus 139, and I can't even see my other ticks from him. 582, 139. Let's do this a little bit. So just the totem, 63, 53. Let's add the alt damage, which was, oh, it's gone. Wait, I can actually just do this again. Hell yeah. Boom. Let's let that tick. 826. My alt just did 826 to him between all the procs and everything. So plus 826, 7179. If you were to go into our little thing here, here is full strength Neath, and it was 7179. It was 700 damage more. It is 700 damage more with no stacking involved. I don't have to stack at all. I have more cooldown in this build. I have an active item that resets my cooldown, so I can do things like use my combo and then Pendulum Blade, and then it's nearly up again, and I get to do my whole kit again. Strength is also inherently better against PvE, because your auto attacks hit for more. So as you're auto attacking creeps, as you're auto attacking objectives, structures, camps, all of that, it's more effective. It's just better in every way. And I'm going to keep going, and I'll keep showing you other examples. Actually, I'll show you other examples from Twitter. So I wrote about this. I posted these things. I posted, quick PSA, every single hybrid character is better with a full strength build than a full int build. And then I went ahead and, here, I'll show you. I went ahead and went through, someone asked what to build, and I said, this is the core. So in order, Pendulum Blade, Crusher, Titans, Heartseeker. This is what I would build. If you have enough gold to buy Heartseeker before Titans, rip it. Like if you have just an axe, like just a strength component, and you back with like 2.4k gold, buy Heartseeker, and then buy the Titans after. I would build a first item. I would pick between what I said earlier, Hydras, Jotuns, Tekko, Brawlers. I'd only go Brawlers if you really need it. In my opinion, Hydras is the best item as your first item because of the infinite mana, because it gives you cooldown, because it's very cheap. I think it's just a perfect first item. There's other characters maybe would rather have Jotuns if they don't auto attack as cleanly. Maybe you'd rather have Jotuns than Hydras. I think that's fine. Again, another cheap option. If you can get away with Tekko because you're fed or something, maybe you get a First Blood and Tekko is really good on your character. Sure, go for it. I'd build these 4 items, and then I would build Avatar ideally last, or you can pick from any of these other items. So technically what you could do is you could build Hydras, Tekko, Crusher, Titan's Heartseeker, and you could get Pendulum Blade last, right? That'd be a fine build. But those are the items that I'm judging this off of, okay? So someone responded to me, and they basically said, let me find the start of this thread. They basically said that they like showed a build and they're like, oh, am I missing something? It's doing less damage, you know, etc. And then I showed them, I just said, I'll be honest, I didn't read everything, but the site isn't accounting for the Genie passive on Aladdin. So then I showed him the test. So I used the exact builds that he had. He had, let's see, or they had, I guess I should say, Archmage, Full Stack Book, Poly, Obshard, Rod of Tahuti, Doom Orb, Necro. Very expensive build, right? You can see the cost, it's more expensive, right? And it's slower power spikes because their tier 2s are generally not as strong. And then it shows the DPS, all that type of stuff. So what I mentioned here was that site's probably not accounting for the Genie passive. And in this scenario, when I hit this thing, I had full stack Doom Orb and I had 3 stacks of Necronomicon. It did 6480. Here's the strength build that they post, or here's the strength build that I would go. I did this with Jotuns, 6207. So it was only 200 or 300 less damage. But that was with a full Necronomicon, which I mentioned, you know, like a full Necronomicon means you're dying earlier. It's also not super realistic to have stacks of that always and have Doom Orb stacks always. I'm also not proccing my Pendulum Blade here. If I bought avatars, this would be higher. If I procced the avatar, it'd even be way higher. If I'm auto-attacking more, it's higher. Also, another thing to do as Aladdin or to consider is if you're Aladdin, I might screw this up because I don't play this character, so you'll have to excuse me if that is the case. But the best combo you can do on Aladdin, the best combo possible, is to double 2. So what you can do as Aladdin is you can 2 outside of your lamp and then 2 inside of your lamp and use the Genie proc on both. So you can, look, I can 2, pop this, alt them, and then 2 again, and then, oh, I wasn't supposed to press it, I guess. Let me kill this guy. I think I'm not supposed to press the passive until I'm inside. I actually don't know how people do this. This is just me testing it for fun mid-video, for the heck of it. So I think I 2, I alt them, then I pop it, and then I 2 again. So now I'm double punching them. That's the most damage you can do as Aladdin, is to double punch when you go inside of the lamp. That mechanic really favors strength builds, because that's what it scales off of. So then I went through some other scenarios. So here is, if you build Oathsworn, which is what they had in their build, I think Oathsworn's bad. On a lot of characters, the reason I think it's bad is it's really good in a shred build. When you have prot reduction, having prot reduction on a character like Thanatos, who is going Bruiser with his like aspect build, where you go like Stone of Binding, Gargoyle, all that type of stuff. When you're stacking prot reduction, it's really good, or like with a Void Shield Fenrir build, something like that. When you're building like 40, 50, 60% pen, the effect that you're getting from that prot shred gets diminished a good bit to the point where just having a better item might overcome that. So here's Oathsworn. Here's the build with Avatar. It did 400 more damage without me proccing either of my items. And then here's if I procced the Avatar. It did 1,500 more damage than the int build. Again, it favors the auto attacks. It favors all this other stuff. Here's a 250 prot bot, which would favor the Oathsworn. Here's Oathsworn on Aladdin. Here's Avatar. It does more damage. Even though you're down a pen item, it just does more. And the thing about Aladdin, and why I think strength build is so OP on him, is because when people do these builds where, like, I see a lot of people build like Book of Thoth and Polynomicon and Soul Gem and all these things, they're really slow. Like, having to stack your Book of Thoth as a jungler or any character, it takes a while. Your early game is really bad from it. Whereas, if you're just able to rip items like this right away, like whether it's, you know, a Brawler's Hero or a Jotuns or a Tekko, like I would go Pendulum Blade personally. But when you're able to just rip items like this right away, it's just quicker. It's quicker, you do more damage, you clear your jungle faster because your auto attacks hit harder, which is, you know, a big part of the character. Right, just my auto attack chain, just being able to go boom, boom, and then cleave all of this stuff down. It's just good. So that's part of it. Another part of it is on Aladdin, because of your lamp, you're not as punished waiting for Avatar. So if you get to this point in your build, you already have a ton of stats. If I'm level 20, you see how much strength I have? I have 258. If I sell this lamp, it's still a 28 strength item. It's still giving me cooldown. It's giving me pen. It's giving me 17, soon to be 12% after the patch of all of these stats. It's not like I'm just wasting an item here while I wait for Avatar. And then eventually you can go Avatar and now you're like Exodia build. You're like untouchable with this thing. You just absolutely spew damage everywhere. So that would be my argument on Aladdin. I kind of think people build him wrong. I think the intelligence build is way worse on him. Strength builds are just really OP, guys. Like, they just do everything. They give cooldown on every item. It gives you, like, this is the same as Abshard. If you were to compare this to Poly, it's Poly with cooldown, right? There's no proc items that are even remotely close to Crusher and Heartseeker, right? Even Spear of Deso, everybody's excited that Spear of Deso is getting 10 cooldown rate next patch, or on this upcoming patch. It has 5% pen. This is 10% pen, and it already has the 10 cooldown rate. And it has proc damage on it as well, right? Like, if I just take... I'll get off the Heartseeker. Let's just do this. Let's just pop this really quick. Let's just proc the Crusher. Crusher just does... It does 74 extra damage. You know, just boom. Just a quick little proc. Just doing some more damage for free. You know, why not? And it works on camps, too. Boom. So just everything gets better. Your objective DPS is better, all that other stuff. This item is crazy. So it's really easy to get like 250 strength in a build, give or take. Like, I don't have a starter item built right now, so even if I had Cudgel that has nothing on it, you know, or Bumbus Hammer, I still have 325. That's with Avatar, and that's with no other last item. So let's sell the Avatar, and let's say that's actually I have Heartseeker, and then let's say I have a Jotuns, okay? I have 310 strength. If I had Bluestone, I'd have even more. So let's just say it's 300. I get percent HP based off my strength. If I had 100 strength, that's 2.5% of their health. Times 3 is 7.5% of their health. Most characters have, on average, characters have 2,400 health. So if I'm doing 7.5% of their health, 0.075, here you go. I'm doing an extra 180 damage to them per ability. So if I hit them with 3 abilities, let's say you have an ability like Aladdin, his lamp doesn't do damage. Boom. I just did an extra 540 damage to someone from an item. It's just broken. It's super broken. And it doesn't diminish, right? Like Hearts or Soul Reaver, it does less damage on subsequent procs. Whereas... Wait, does it not do that anymore? Am I Tron? Oh, maybe I am Tron. Oh, does it refresh? Is that the new Heartseeker mechanic? Wait, I swear there's something about it. Let me do... Boom. Reaver did 93. I'm going to wait for this to go away. Yeah. I don't know. It's just good. It's just good, fellas. It's just good. It just works, as they say. I think the big thing is not having to stack, honestly. I think stacking items are pretty weak right now, personally. I think the same with Devos. I think all of them are weak, actually. Book of Thoth is the only good one. And even then, I don't think you want to stack. Okay, so what did that do? It did 93 damage. Let's do... It is doing less, right? Wait, 41? What do you mean, 41? Did I instantly mitigate it? Wait, if it works that way, that's really bad. Okay, let me sell all my other proc items. Why am I making this more complicated? Okay, hold on. Just Soul Reaver. Remove all bots. Boom. We're doing Soul Reaver test. 26, 25, 25, 25, 24. Okay. 2. Why is it doing less? It's doing less damage. Oh, it's because it's of their current health. That's why. That's what it is. It's current HP. Okay, guys, I'm so dumb. Max HP, current HP. This does the same damage no matter what. This damage gets lower as we hit them. Oh my god, so smart. Me at midnight, by the way. Genius. Perfect. I'm not going to edit it, though, because I can't edit. Anyways, that's my argument on Aladdin. That's my argument on ETH. Let's go over another one. Here's Chalky. Here's Mr. Chalkword. Here's a big one. People like to play this god full damage. I'm gonna be pretty picky with my words here, guys, and I don't mean to be a hater. I'm gonna just go ahead and call this build dog shit right away. So here is a chalk build that I've seen people do, where they go Soul Gem and they go Gem of Focus and they go Ob Shard and they go Tahuti and then they go like, let's just say next patch you're gonna go Deso and then screw it, let's go Reaver, why not? And now I'm going to 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, no auto attacks, bam. And again, Soul Reaver's not being mitigated. 28, 26. So let's go over int chalk, and it was 28, 26. Is that what it was? 28, 26. Boom. Now let's go over here. Let's go to strength chalk. Again, if I was including auto attacks, it favors a strength build. Your auto attacks scale more off strength than they do off intelligence. So I will scale all this again. We'll go strength. Starter. Let's get a bluestone. Let's go all of these items. Those are the core items that I want. Let's go Techo. It's the same as Gem of Focus. And then instead of Deso, I guess this is my Deso. What's my last item here? I could just go Jotuns. It's low damage. It's the lowest damage option I can go. That makes sense. So here's my 1. Here's my 2. 3701. Which build do we think is better, fellas? It's really not close. That's the crazy thing, is it's really not close. It's just more damage. You clear everything quicker. You poke better too. Because this is the thing with proc items. Right? You have a proc here, you have a proc here, and a proc here. Here's my poke as chalk. I threw my axe out, I just did 1100 damage. From max range, I just throw it out, boom, 1100 damage. Let's do a hybrid build. Because I think hybrid builds are cool. Like, it is just objectively cool, because it's different. It's something you couldn't do before. Bluestone's the highest damage starter I can build. Okay, so let's play Hawk. Goodness. Let's play hybrid chalk, which I guess you could call Hawk. We're going to go Bluestone. I'm going to pick what I think are the best items in all of this, okay? So, the best items here are this and this for sure. These are the best proc items we can build, okay? I think Gem of Focus is really OP, so let's build that. Let's go ahead and... We can't build Obshard 2, right? It doesn't work? It does, yeah, it doesn't stack with itself. They both grant Shattering. So, I could build this or Titan's Bane... Which one do we want? If we want to stay true hybrid, a Titan's Bane I think is better. I'll show it in a second. Maybe we try to just get away with like Techo. Let's build Techo and Gem of Focus. That's fun. I kind of like the cooldown reset idea here, but maybe that's too much strength. Let's try to finish with 2 int items. Deso's getting buffed. Really good item. Let's do that. And then let's go ahead and go Obshard. 3 strength items, 3 int items. I think these are 3 of the best items from each, right? So we have our proc items, we have our 20% pen item, we have our cooldown and movement speed items, we have our cooldown and pen items. Like, this build seems cool, and seems pretty good. And honestly, I kind of hope that it ends up being good, because I'd be happily surprised. So let's just stack everything. So boom, I have 3 stacks of both of these. Let's go ahead. 1, 2... 32, 33. Did that beat it? No, it didn't. Hybrid. 32, 33. Not bad. Really not bad. Let's see what our axe pokes for. Actually, let's get this stacked up. That's not fair to the axe. Let's get this stacked up. I guess I'm not using aspect here. I could add damage to that. Still 1,000 damage off an axe. Really not bad. This item gives you a lot. Gives you a lot of stats, gives you a lot of stuff. But it is less damage. If you're trying to do the most damage, it's a strength. I don't know if there's any other characters. I think Cabrakan is the last hybrid god we could maybe go over. He is getting buffed, and his buffs are heavily in favor of strength unless you are like full channeling your tremors, basically. But most of his buffs are strength. It's pretty unlikely you'll get a full channel tremor. So let's go ahead and go. Let's go a full Cabrakan build. That's one shot. So you're always going to have this. You're going to have this. You're going to have this. You're going to have Poly on Cabrakan 100%. Let's go ahead and say you go. I think you would go Conduit, right? Maybe we could just do a jungle starter and call it even. Let's just say you have a jungle starter. You're playing jungle Cabrakan, you have Bumble's Hammer. Who cares? Okay. And then let's go ahead and do. Let's go Gem of Focus. And then let's go. Mirrodin kind of sounds fun to me. To get multiple charges of your 1 or something. I think Totem of Death is probably what I would go because you'd stack it off your 3. So let's go ahead and do. We're going to alt. I think a normal combo would be you 1, alt, hit them with your 1, 2 them, 3 them, slam the 3. So I'll try to get 2 ticks of the 3. So I'll go tick, tick, bam. That's what I'm going to try to do. Just to make it pretty even. So I'm going to alt, 1, 2. I'll throw in an auto, tick, tick, bam. 3574. So let's go int cab 3574 strength cab. Now let's do this. I don't have to reset it because I didn't buy a starter. Perfect. So I would go Hydras. Here's the poly equivalent. Here are the core items. I'm going the cooldown reset item. And then again, you can pick your poison. Totem, honestly, you could still build an int item here. Like you could still build Dusso or something like that if you really wanted. But I think it's better to build full strength. Let's go Techo. That's your Gem of Focus. So here's your Gem of Focus. Here's your Poly. Here's your Deso. Here's your Ob Shard. And then here's just better items that you could have. So we will do this again. It will be pop your 1, alt, auto, 2, auto, 3, tick, tick, explode. So pop your 1, alt, auto, 2, auto, tick, tick, explode. 3760. Pretty close. Pretty close. Not bad. I don't know if I missed anything there, but you still do more damage with strength. I actually think strength cab is really good because of this item as well. Like your cooldowns are so low on this stuff that being able to stun lock people with CC and insta reset your tremor or do whatever you want to do, I think is just really good on this character. IMO. I would also say, while I'm on cab, that's kind of the end of the hybrid rant. You guys get the point by now. Strength builds are OP. Just build them. They're broken. I think there's some things about cab that people have been mentioning to me that I should probably spread that I think are good. I do think Eye of the Storm on cab can make sense in general. I'm a hater of this item, but the ability to like tremor and proc this, it makes it really annoying to get out of tremor. The bot is standing still, so it actually moves like a little differently. But if a player was trying to move against it, it would be really difficult. A couple other items that I would always build on cab is like I'd always build Stone of Binding. I don't care if you're going full int, full strength. Like I would always build Binding. It just gives you prot and it's a 15 pen item. It's a super good and it helps your teammates too. That's really good. And then both of the voids are good for him, like Void Stone, Void Shield. Technically, Void Shield has good stats for him, but obviously you don't do physical damage, so it's more of a team thing. But anyways, I think this character is broken. I think people should play him more. That's all I got. Hopefully the 2 videos were helpful. I like ranting, so I'm gonna do it. Bye.